Hi friends, welcome back to our channel I Study For You. Before we dive into today's topic, I want to remind you to hit that like button if you find this video is helpful. Your support really helps the channel to grow. Also, if you think this video can benefit others, please share it with your friends or anyone who might find it useful. And if you are new here, don't forget to subscribe to stay updated with all my latest educational videos. Alright, let's get started with today's lesson. To improve efficiency and consistency, we have utilized AI generated voice for this video. We are committed to providing high quality content and welcome your thoughts on this approach.
Explain about legal provision for women in India. Legal provisions for women in India. The Indian legal framework provides comprehensive protection and support for women through various laws and initiatives. These can be broadly classified into two categories. 1. Crimes identified under the Indian Penal Code, IPC. The Indian Penal Code, IPC, outlines several crimes specifically related to the safety and dignity of women. Key provisions include Section 304B, Dowry Death. This section deals with the death of a woman caused by burns or injuries within 7 years of marriage, and if it's shown that the woman was subjected to cruelty for dowry, it is considered a dowry death. Section 376, Rape. This section provides punishment for rape. The laws have been expanded to define rape more broadly and ensure severe punishment for offenders. Section 354, Outraging modesty of a woman. This section penalizes any person who assaults or uses criminal force on a woman intending to outrage her modesty. Section 498A, Cruelty by husband or relatives. It penalizes husbands or relatives who subject women to cruelty or harassment, particularly in connection with dowry demands. Section 509, Insulting modesty of a woman. The section punishes acts or gestures intended to insult the modesty of a woman, such as verbal abuse or inappropriate gestures. Section 366, Kidnapping, Abduction. It punishes kidnapping or abduction of a woman with intent to compel her into marriage or to force her into illicit relations. Section 377, Unnatural Offences. While initially criminalizing all forms of non-heterosexual intercourse, the section was partially decriminalized in 2018 but continues to address cases of sexual violence involving unnatural acts. 2. Crimes identified under special laws. India has also enacted several special laws to address specific crimes and issues faced by women. These laws provide additional safeguards beyond the IPC. The Dowry Prohibition Act, 1961. This law makes the giving or taking of dowry a punishable offense, seeking to eliminate the practice of dowry. The Protection of Women from Domestic Violence Act, 2005. This law provides a comprehensive definition of domestic violence, covering physical, emotional, sexual, and economic abuse, and offers protection orders for women. The Sexual Harassment of Women at Workplace, Prevention, Prohibition, and Redressal Act, 2013. This law mandates the prevention of sexual harassment at workplace and provides a mechanism for redressal of complaints. The Equal Remuneration Act, 1976. This law mandates equal pay for men and women for the same work, aimed at promoting gender equality in employment. The Maternity Benefit Act, 1961. This act regulates the employment of women during maternity and provides benefits like paid leave and job protection during and after childbirth. The Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act, 1971. This law allows for safe abortion under certain conditions, empowering women with reproductive rights. The Immoral Traffic Prevention Act, 1956. This law aims to prevent trafficking and prostitution by penalizing traffickers and offering protection and rehabilitation for victims. Special initiatives for women. In addition to legal provisions, several initiatives have been launched to further the cause of women's rights and empowerment in India. 1. National Commission for Women, NCW. Established in 1992, the National Commission for Women serves as a statutory body focused on representing the rights of women, addressing gender-specific grievances, and promoting women's empowerment. The NCW reviews the laws and recommends measures to ensure the effective implementation of constitutional and legal provisions for women. 2. Reservation for women in local self-government. India has taken significant steps to ensure the political representation of women through the reservation of seats for women in local self-government institutions, such as panchayats and municipalities. This provision, outlined in the 73rd and 74th constitutional amendments, reserves 1/3 of the seats for women, promoting their participation in the decision-making process at the grassroots level. 3. The National Plan of Action for the Girl Child, 1991-2000. The National Plan of Action for the Girl Child was launched to promote the survival, protection, and development of girls in India. It focuses on issues such as education, nutrition, and health, as well as the prevention of female infanticide and gender-based violence. The plan aims to create a supportive environment where girls can grow up with dignity and access to essential services. 4. National Policy for the Empowerment of Women, 2001. The National Policy for the Empowerment of Women provides a framework for empowering women by creating conditions that foster their development and participation in society. The policy emphasizes areas such as economic empowerment, health, education, and political participation. It aims to eliminate discrimination, ensure equal access to services, and support initiatives that promote women's leadership in all sectors. Conclusion. India's legal provisions and special initiatives have contributed significantly to protecting the rights of women and promoting gender equality. However, challenges such as gaps in enforcement and cultural biases remain, and continued efforts are necessary to ensure that women in India can fully realize their rights and potential.